Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Dawn News. This is the 5th episode. I'm recording this on August 4th, 2023. And I got a lot of interesting topics to go over today. But first, I want to say a couple things. A little self-promotion here. I stream 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. Unless the game finishes, come join me live over on Twitch. And please comment. Your comments go to the comment of the video, and I haven't got any new ones yet, so there's nothing there. But when you do comment, I will definitely put something there. So please comment, ask any question you want. I'll answer them. So let's get into the news today. I got a lot to talk about, so let's go over this quickly. This is an article by PC Gamer that came out 8 days ago, and Starfield, I'm on mixed minds of. No one's talking about this, okay? Although this came out 8 days ago, it's an RPG by Bethesda, and Bethesda makes a lot of games. It makes Skyrim, Fallout, Doom. I think they just released Doom. They don't make it. But I'm shocked that PlayStation isn't having anything to combat this, and that Xbox isn't pushing this. I guess PlayStation's combating it in which they're releasing Spider-Man 2 coming in October, but this is coming out, the 1st of September, I believe. When is it? September 6th, yeah. And Xbox isn't showing this off at all. It's like, I'm worried if it's going to be bad. They're not showing it off because either it's not finished, it hasn't gotten gold, or it's bad. And I'm worried because Xbox cannot take another blow. Halo Infinite was a blow. Redfall was a blow. Xbox can't have any more blows, all right? I know Todd Howard came on and did that 45-minute presentation during the E3 season, but it just isn't enough. Starfield needs much more exposure if they're going to get anyone to buy this. I hope Phil Spencer does right by this game, but I don't have high hopes for it. All right, next we're on an article that says don't buy an Xbox Series S. It's outdated. A lot of developers are saying how difficult it is to build a game for, especially because you always have to build via the lowest common denominator. And this just ain't it, Chief. Alright? This console, I actually had one and upgraded to a Series X so I could have a disk drive. But I still use the Xbox Series S remote. And I don't support digital games. I'm a big advocate for a all-physical future, which I know is really tough, and it ain't going to happen anytime soon. In fact, it's going in the other direction. But like this article says, the significantly weaker GPU is what's really going on here. From experience, I've made a lot of programs in the past, and I make mostly CPU-intensive programs. Recently, I made a program for Pokemon Green. I don't want to get too much into that, but basically, I get what they're saying. You can't just lower resolution and lower graphic fidelity and get it to run on the Series S. You gotta push the envelope to get it to run on a lower powerful console. And I see why people just stick with the PS5 when developing games because you just make it for the PS5 and it'll work. Where if you make an Xbox game, you have to make it for not only the Xbox, but they force you to make it for the Series S. And I know a lot of developers don't want to do that. It is, honestly, it's a tough ask because it's so much, companies have to pay so much more for programmers and developers to port down or build it for the Series S and then make it work on the Series X, that it just ain't worth it to a lot of people. And that really shows here that in my next article, hardware sales are down. They announced Q4, and it's in a slump, right? We know that the Series X and the Series S, because they combine them, the X and S, are selling roughly around 2.22 million or 21 million units compared to PlayStation 5's sold. And I think there's actually more Series S's sold than Series X's because they're $300 cheaper, usually sells more. But still, I got to tell you what, I use my Series X constantly to play older games and to play games that are usually cheaper. Xbox games are almost always cheaper when I go to GameStop to get a physical game, that it's worth it to me to play games on the Series X just because buying them, I might buy Prey on the Series X because it was $6 when Prey was $14 on the PS5. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it is when you play and buy so many games that it's worth it for me. But most people aren't me. They only buy one console of choice, and that's their platform. They build a digital library. This is also why I don't like digital libraries. I don't buy anything digital. The last digital game I ever bought was Halo Infinite because I had a Series S at the time, and I had no choice. And that was another reason I got a Series X later on, because I really didn't have a choice in what I could and couldn't buy. It was all through Xbox, and I couldn't do it. And now I have a chance to get Starfield, which I do plan to stream. Check out my streams at 7 p.m. every day, every weeknight, I should say. It's worth it for me. I say it's worth it for a lot of people. Game Pass is awesome. I'm not an Xbox fanboy. I do love my PS5. In fact, I'm going through Final Fantasy 16 right now. I'll be live tonight in about 3 hours, finishing up Final Fantasy 16. Or I should say yesterday night, because this is coming out tomorrow. But my next game is going to be Crysis, which I'm going to play on my Xbox. So stay tuned for that. Now, moving on to the next article. Logan Paul turns most expensive Pokemon card into NFT. Now, this article came out in 2022, about a year ago. But that's not what I want to get into. I want to get into how Logan Paul is a giant scam artist. And I'm sorry that I'm a big... Look, Logan Paul's from Ohio, and I got to respect that. I'm from Ohio, right? And I want to stick together here. Us Ohioans got to support each other. But I can't support his... I know he's making a lot of money off these NFTs and a lot of money off of scams. And he hates them being called that. But they pretty much are just scams that he promotes as of late. Other things about Logan Paul was a person that I'm going to try so hard not to be. And it's tough. He was a wrestler. He's a professional wrestler. And when he's not wrestling, he does a lot of scams on his YouTube channel nowadays. He needs to just not promote such sketchy stuff anymore. And it's not his fault necessarily that people fall for his scams. I know he's just trying to get a living. He just shouldn't do it. He has plenty of money. He doesn't need to promote such what I like to call misleading advertisements. But that's all I'm going to say about Logan Paul. I'm going to move on to the next thing here. Let's get into more of the gaming news. Nintendo Switch Dragon Ball Z is coming out today at 10 Pacific time. And I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball Z, but for those who are, I'm just letting you know that this is coming out, and all of you can really have a good time playing that, and I hope you do. There's a special offer, so you can play it for free if you have the Switch Online membership. So go ahead and try that out. Game trial, I don't have much to say. Just go try it out. What I do have to say is how incredible Nintendo is doing. The Mario movie and the Switch posts are up 52% profit surge. That's not surprising, right? They have... Geez, that's a lot. A lot of yen. And they have a net profit of 181 billion yen versus the 109 expected. This is incredible, right? The Switch is so old that I'm surprised they're making so much money. Now, I'm pretty sure this is referring just to Nintendo alone. But moving on to their report here, their financial report, their net sales for here is up 50 plus 50%. This is straight from Nintendo's Nintendo of Japan's article. 81 billion yen. Yeah. I like going straight to the source for these. I don't like getting anything wrong. And TheDonNews for all of you. I like getting you just the facts and my opinions. I do cover a rumor here and there, but here, I think it would be stupid for Nintendo to honestly promote their next system until the Switch is just dead at the end of this year. On the last news video I made, I talked about how Nintendo was planning to reveal Nintendo was planning to reveal their next system here at the end of August, and I think that's an incredibly dumb idea because they're doing so well here that I don't think they should reveal until spring so people still buy the Switch. I know that comes off as a little bit anti-consumer, but if I was in their shoes and I was the company, that's how I would do it. All right, moving on. Here's a leak. Assassin's Creed Jade teases the return of Cassandra. There was a big Assassin's Creed Jade. Now, for those who don't know, Assassin's Creed Jade is a mobile Assassin's Creed, as it says here. And I'm personally not going to play it. I don't play anything that is a mobile game, right? But for those who are, this looks incredible. It looks really good. If you guys want me to check out the game, I will definitely check it out for all of you. But I personally don't tend to play any games with microtransactions, or at least I try to stay away. And mobile games are riddled with them. That if this is just a full game, like other Assassin's Creeds, just on your phone, I might like it. But honestly, I love what they're going with here. Mobile games need a big open game, and if there's not microtransactions and it's just a story where people can buy the game maybe for $15 on the App Store and have a good time playing it on an airplane on the go, that I really want to appreciate. I don't want to show too much of that image. In case I don't want to go down either. I don't want to show the video or show too much of this image because I'm afraid it might be leaked. Like, it might get blasted by Ubisoft here. But so these screenshots probably won't get me in a little bit of trouble. But granted, on this topic, I think it looks good. I probably won't play it. It's a mobile experience. If you like mobile games, good for you. I I just don't like microtransactions. They say it's an attempt to adapt a console and PC experience. That ain't happening. If this game gets ported to Steam, I definitely will check it out. But until then, I'm staying as far away as possible from this. In fact, until this rumor, it wasn't even in my mind. All that's in my mind is Mirage. I am looking forward to Mirage, so keep an eye on that. Now, we have another article, a video here by Scowo. I don't like showing other YouTube videos. I don't want to take any of their content, so I'm going to leave this paused. But I did want to talk about this because I was a big fan of Banjo-Kazooie growing up. Banjo-Tooie is my favorite game of all time, for anyone that didn't know. And actually seeing someone doing stop and swap, I don't want to get... A lot of people already know what stop and swap is, for those who don't. Stop and swap was a feature, I'll call it, where you would collect eggs in Banjo-Kazooie and they would go to Banjo 2 and you would unlock special features. And Nintendo basically said, hey, you only have 1 millisecond for this to work, and it was impossible on newer hardware. Well, if you have an N64 that was older than about the end of the life cycle for the N64, Skyro proved that this can be done. It'll save it to the RAM, and when you switch the game, it will transfer the data to the next cartridge, which is really cool. And I'm really glad that he proved that this worked. I honestly have to say, I spent a long time trying to get the ice key, floating over the wall, and actually seeing it done is me almost reliving my childhood right there. It's honestly incredible, and I want to say kudos to Scowo for actually showing it off and getting it done. Well, that's all the news I have today. I know this is a little bit of a longer one, but I do want to say check me out at 7 p.m. I stream over on Twitch, and I hope all of you have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next Dawn News episode, and have a great day.